Have you ever noticed how a single missed routine can slowly turn into a habit that costs you your vitality? One small change, like skipping a simple 10-minute walk, might not seem like much at first. But for men over 60, it could quietly be draining something far more important than energy. It could be weakening your manhood itself. Now, before you think I'm exaggerating, let me tell you about a man named Robert. He's 68 years old, retired, and used to be quite active. He'd take his morning walks religiously. But then one winter, he got a bit lazy, told himself he'd skip just a few days until the weather improved. Those few days became weeks. Before long, he was sitting more, moving less, and started noticing things he didn't like. His energy felt flat, his waistline grew softer, and most concerning for him, his confidence in the bedroom started to fade. When Robert came to see me, he wasn't just embarrassed, he was confused. "Doc," he said, "how could skipping my little daily walk make such a difference down there?" And I remember smiling because his question is one I've heard countless times in my 30 years of helping men over 60 regain their strength and performance. My name is Dr. Nolan Easton, and today I want to show you exactly why that tiny 10-minute habit might be the key to keeping your manhood strong and healthy. You see, men often think that big changes, like fancy supplements or strict workouts, are the secret to better vitality. But for men in their 60s and 70s, the truth is much simpler. It's not about doing more, it's about doing consistently. A short walk, done daily, triggers circulation throughout your entire body, including the arteries that supply blood to the most important organ of masculinity. When you stop moving, those small blood vessels begin to stiffen and lose flexibility, just like old pipes. And that's when problems start showing up, not just in your stamina or strength, but in your sexual performance too. What Robert didn't realize was that even 10 minutes of light walking each day helps push oxygen-rich blood to areas that need it most. It keeps nitric oxide levels healthy, supports testosterone production, and even signals your body to maintain muscle tissue. In short, it keeps the plumbing young. When that's ignored, you start losing circulation where it counts, and that, my friend, is when men begin to feel older than their years. I told Robert something simple. You don't need a gym membership. You don't even need an hour. You just need to give your body 10 minutes of attention every day. At first he looked skeptical, but he agreed to try. He started walking after dinner, just a few loops around his neighborhood. Within 2 weeks, he came back with a grin I hadn't seen before. His blood pressure had dropped, he was sleeping better, and yes, his confidence in the bedroom had returned. All from 10 minutes. Now, let me pause for a second and ask you something. Have you noticed your stamina slipping a little lately? Maybe you feel tired faster, or your intimacy isn't what it used to be. If that sounds familiar, go ahead and type yes in the comments below. I personally review your messages because your feedback helps me understand what challenges men over 60 are really facing. And while you're here, don't forget to like this video, subscribe, and tap the bell icon so you never miss out on the simple, practical steps that can keep you feeling vibrant well into your 70s and beyond. Let's get something clear. This isn't about shame or decline. It's about reclaiming control. The male body is incredibly adaptive, even past 60. Your circulation, your energy, your manhood, they can all respond positively if you give them the right signal. That signal starts with movement. 10 minutes. That's all it takes to tell your blood vessels to stay flexible, your muscles to stay alive, and your hormones to keep firing. When Robert first began skipping his walks, he didn't notice much at first. That's what makes it so sneaky. The body doesn't sound an alarm right away, it slowly adjusts to the new routine. His legs felt a bit heavier. His lower back started to ache when he got out of bed. Then came the fatigue. He thought it was just part of getting older. But what was really happening inside his body told a different story. See, when you stop walking, even just for a few weeks, your blood flow changes. The arteries that supply blood to your pelvic region start to narrow. They lose flexibility, which means less oxygen-rich blood can reach your most vital areas. And that means weaker performance. For men, that's not just a physical change, it's an emotional. Confidence, mood, and energy all take a hit. When I ran Robert's basic health checks, his heart looked fine, cholesterol only slightly high, but when I did a vascular function test, I saw exactly what I expected. His microcirculation was sluggish. Those tiny capillaries that keep tissue alive and responsive were tightening up. That's what I call silent decline. It doesn't announce itself with pain or illness. It just slowly dims your vitality. This is what I told him, and what I want you to hear clearly. If you're a man over 60, your blood vessels are not the same as they were at 30. They need encouragement to stay active. Walking is that encouragement. It tells your arteries, stay open, keep the blood flowing. The moment you stop, your body thinks you no longer need that same level of circulation. It starts redirecting resources elsewhere. The result, the parts of your body that depend on high blood flow, your heart, your brain, and yes, your manhood, start to suffer first. Robert had unknowingly created the perfect storm for decline. He was sitting more, eating the same portions, and staying indoors. Within a month, his muscles had started losing tone, his testosterone had dropped slightly, and his nightly rest wasn't refreshing him anymore. The scary part is how common this is. I see it in my clinic every week. But here's the good news. The fix is equally simple. When Robert reintroduced that 10-minute walk, he didn't just improve circulation, he reignited his body's natural rhythm. After walking, your heart rate rises just enough to pump oxygenated blood more efficiently. That blood carries nutrients and hormones to every cell. It keeps the arteries in your pelvis open, supports your prostate health, and keeps your manhood responsive. That's not wishful thinking, it's physiology. And here's something most men don't realize. Your testosterone levels respond to movement, not stillness. When you walk daily, your body releases certain enzymes and nitric oxide that signal your testes to maintain production. It's nature's way of rewarding activity. The opposite happens when you're sedentary. Your testosterone dips, your circulation weakens, and your energy fades. Robert came back after 2 weeks of consistent walks, and his face said everything before his words did. "Doc," he said, "I feel like myself again. My energy's back. Even my wife noticed." I smiled because that spark, the one that returns when a man feels alive again, is what this work is all about. Now, if you're watching and thinking, maybe I'm too old to start now, let me assure you it's never too late. I've seen men in their 80s reverse years of sluggishness with something as simple as a daily walk. The secret is not intensity, it's consistency. 10 minutes, once or twice a day, is enough to remind your blood vessels how to function like they used to. And if this message speaks to you, if you've been feeling less energetic, less confident, or maybe just off lately, go ahead and type yes in the comments below. I read every response personally because it helps me guide future videos to the real issues men over 60 are facing. And also, don't forget to like this video, subscribe, and tap the bell icon so you'll get notified the moment I release new men's health advice. I want to emphasize something Robert told me during his follow-up. He said, "Doc, I didn't realize how fast my body was giving up until I gave it a reason not to." That struck me deeply, because that's what this stage of life is about, giving your body a reason to stay young. It responds when you lead. Movement isn't punishment, it's permission. When I explained to Robert what happens inside the male body after skipping even a few days of walking, he looked stunned. "You mean it's not just about burning calories?" he asked. I smiled and said, "No, Robert, it's about chemistry. You see, a 10-minute walk is not just movement, it's communication. It tells your hormones, your blood vessels, and your muscles that you still need them. Skip that signal long enough, and your body starts shutting those systems down little by little. Let's talk about what really goes on. When you walk, your muscles squeeze and release in rhythm. This simple act pushes blood back up toward your heart and helps maintain healthy pressure in your arteries. That improved circulation carries oxygen to the tissues of your pelvis, especially the small arteries that keep your manhood strong and responsive. With each step, your body also produces nitric oxide, a natural compound that relaxes blood vessels, allowing for easier flow where it matters most. Now, when you stop walking regularly, that process slows down dramatically. Nitric oxide levels fall, testosterone levels start to dip, and the blood vessels in your lower body begin to stiffen. It's like not starting a car for weeks. The battery weakens, the oil thickens, and the engine struggles. The body works the same way. Without that daily rev up, the systems responsible for your vitality grow rusty. I remember showing Robert his lab results a month after restarting his walks. His blood oxygenation had improved. His resting heart rate had dropped, meaning his heart was working more efficiently. But the real win was what couldn't be measured on paper, the look in his eyes. He told me he felt alive again. That's not just about hormones. It's about confidence, mental clarity, and circulation all working together. For men over 60, walking is one of the most powerful testosterone-supporting habits you can have. It doesn't just improve blood flow, it helps balance stress hormones. When cortisol, your stress hormone, stays too high, it crushes testosterone and damages arteries. A simple walk brings cortisol down, relaxes your nervous system, and encourages your body to repair. The result? Better energy, clearer thinking, and yes, stronger, more reliable performance. And there's more. Consistent walking helps regulate blood sugar, and that's critical. Why? Because high blood sugar damages the very nerves and vessels that control your manhood. Every time you move, you're literally protecting those connections. That's why I tell men that walking isn't just exercise, it's medicine. But here's where it gets interesting. Around the third week of Robert's walking routine, something unexpected happened. He started craving healthier foods. His body naturally wanted lighter meals, more vegetables, fewer processed snacks. This is another chemical shift caused by better blood flow. The brain's reward system begins to favor what fuels it best. In other words, movement changes what you want to eat, not just what you should eat. That's when real transformation begins. Because once your circulation, hormones, and habits all start working in sync, your body begins to age in reverse. I've seen men regain muscle tone, sharper focus, and renewed intimacy with their partners without a single supplement. It all starts with that quiet, powerful daily ritual of walking. Now, if you're sitting there thinking, I can't walk fast anymore, don't worry, you don't have to. A gentle pace still works wonders. What matters is consistency. You can stroll through your garden, walk inside your home, or even around your living room during commercials. The goal isn't to sweat, it's to circulate. Every step tells your body, I'm still in the game. Before we go on, I want to ask you something from the heart. Have you ever noticed how a short walk can completely change your mood? You start out sluggish, maybe irritated, but after 10 minutes, your mind clears, your breathing steadies, and suddenly, you feel lighter. That's not coincidence, that's chemistry at work. If you've ever experienced that, type yes in the comments below. I read through every comment personally because your feedback helps me shape advice that truly serves men like you. And while you're down there, don't forget to like this video, subscribe, and tap the bell icon so you never miss new advice from me, Dr. Nolan Easton. Every week, I share simple, science-backed habits to help men over 60 stay strong, active, and confident without complicated routines or expensive fixes. Now, back to Robert. As his progress continued, he started taking evening walks with his wife. that small change did something remarkable. It brought them closer. They talked more, laughed more, and reconnected in ways that years of routine had dulled. You see, vitality isn't just physical, it's emotional. When circulation improves, your energy returns, your confidence rises, and that warmth flows into every part of your life. Robert's story didn't end with better lab results or a confident smile. It continued into something far more inspiring. By his third month of walking, his doctor visits became less frequent, his energy felt stable throughout the day, and he no longer described himself as getting old. He told me, "Doc, I feel like I've turned the clock back 10 years. That's the beauty of it. Our bodies are built to respond to motion. They just need a reason to do it again. When men over 60 begin walking daily, the first noticeable change often comes within the first 2 weeks. Better mood and energy. That's because walking increases endorphins, your natural feel-good chemicals. The next change, usually around the 1-month mark, is deeper sleep. Quality rest allows your testosterone levels to rebuild overnight. After 6 to 8 weeks, something even more powerful begins happening. Your blood vessels regain elasticity, nitric oxide levels rise, and circulation improves across your entire body, including your pelvic region. That's when many men, just like Robert, begin to notice that familiar strength and confidence returning. I always remind my patients, you don't need to chase youth. You just need to restore flow. The body follows the blood. When circulation improves, healing follows. It feeds your heart, sharpens your brain, strengthens your muscles, and supports your manhood. That 10-minute walk you might be tempted to skip? It's doing more for you than any expensive pill ever could. One of my older patients, Alan, 72 years old, once said something that stayed with me. "Dr. Easton, every time I walk, it feels like I'm buying myself another day of vitality." He was right. Movement is investment. Every step adds minutes to your life and life to your years. And what's amazing is, it's never too late to start. Whether you've been inactive for a decade or just fell out of routine, your body doesn't hold grudges. It forgives the moment you move again. You see, for men over 60, the decline in circulation and performance isn't a punishment. It's simply the result of disuse. The body adapts to what we give it. When you walk, your arteries say, "Oh, he's still using me." When you sit too long, they quietly begin to close down. Over time, that leads to what we call vascular insufficiency, the root of most male performance issues. But the opposite is just as true. Give your body even a little motion and it wakes right back up. That's why I always tell men, don't underestimate the power of something simple. You don't need a miracle drug. You don't need to overhaul your diet overnight. You just need to walk. Consistently, intentionally, every single day. That's how you restore circulation, protect your prostate, and keep your manhood alive and well. If this message hits home for you, if you're ready to give your body another chance, type yes in the comments below. Let me know you're ready to take that first 10-minute step. I read every message because your feedback helps me understand what's working for men like you. And if you haven't already, make sure to like this video, subscribe, and tap the bell icon so you never miss one of these powerful, practical health messages. You know, what I love most about stories like Robert's is the ripple effect. When one man takes control of his health, it often inspires his friends, his family, even his spouse to do the same. I've had couples in their 70s walking together every evening.